All right, so one of the key themes that really stood out in this engagement is how do we make AfCFTA a reality for our clients? And it is clear that this calls on a partnership, not just from the public sector, but from the private sector as well. I think one of the key takeaways here was how do we start making those leaps, right? How do we take advantage of what's out there? How do we bring together these parties that are trying to drive towards the same common goal, but maybe have varying understanding across the spectrum. So we are looking forward to seeing how we can enrich those conversations further and bring the two worlds together, just in terms of making this a reality and then increasing the intra-Africa trade flows that we see as an opportunity.
The AfCFTA is one of the flagship projects of implementation plan of African Union's Agenda 2063, the Africa we want, Africa's long-term development strategy for transforming the continent into a global powerhouse. As such, the AfCFTA is complemented by other continental initiatives, including the free movement of persons, the right to residence and right to establishment, the Single African Air Transport Market SATAM, and the Program for Infrastructure Development in Africa, PIDA, amongst others. Interestingly, the AfCFTA has been the fastest piece of agreement amongst all that were set out under the Africa we want, with the largest number of signatories to effect its launch in the history of the African Union, except the treaty that set up the African Union itself. No other agreement under the African Union history has gotten sufficiently strong political support to garner as many signatories as quickly as the AfCFTA has. So far, 54 of the 55 African countries have signed the agreement, and 48 of them have ratified it, leaving just 6 countries: Benin, Madagascar, Libya, Somalia, South Sudan, and Sudan. The only single of the 55 countries in Africa that hasn't signed the agreement is Eritrea. And everything is being done to get Eritrea, join the club. The Secretary General actually was in Asmara last week, to continue the discussions she made with the President and the Finance Minister to assuage their fears and make them comfortable why they should join their sister countries to sign the agreement. Africa is a huge place. Africa is made up of a young population. We are lagging behind in so many things, but actually we are very competitive in the digital space. And then the digital protocol of the AfCFTA, regulates that environment and would support the deepening of the digital and e-commerce environment. And of course, that also supports improved market intelligence and data gathering. All this will lead to improved job creation and training, skill development, and improved sophistication, better quality paying jobs. And these are all the advantages supported by the AfCFTA.